Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 2, Book 2, Rudra Samhita, Part 5, Chapter 44, Andaka's attainment of the leadership of Ganas in the Shiva Puran. Vakratul Mahakaya, Sulikuti Samaprabha, Nidaviganam, Kurmita Sabakaya, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Mahesh, Guru Sakshat Brahma. Hari Tat Sat. Sanat Kumara said, once Andaka, the son of Hiranyaksha, was addressed, joking, by his haughty cousins in the course of their sports and games. O blind fellow, what will you do with kingdom? Hiranyaksha was a fool who adopted you as son, who are bereft of eyesight, fond of quarrel, ugly and hideous, after appropriating Shiva by means of severe penances. You cannot lay claim to the kingdom. Can a person other than the son of a king ever aspire for the kingdom? You yourself can ponder over it. At the most, we can give you some share. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing their words, Andaka was distressed. He thought over the matter intelligently. He then appeased his cousins with various words. In the night, he went to a desolate forest. For 10,000 years, he performed severe penance, repeating mantras. He stood on one leg, observed fast, and lifted up his arms continuously. In short, he performed a penance that no god or asura could do. Every day he cut a piece of flesh and consigned it to the sacred blazing fire, along with his blood, repeating the mantras all along. Then he continued for a year. This he continued for a year. In the end, only the bones and the nerves were left. The entire blood was exhausted. When there remained no flesh to offer, he desired to offer his whole body into the fire. Then he was seen by the heaven dwellers, all of who became frightened and bewildered. Then Brahma, the creator, was immediately appropriated and eulogized by the gods. Brahma stopped him and said, O Dhanava, choose a boon. Whatever is inaccessible in the universe, if you desire it, you can have it. On hearing the words of Brahma, the Decha piously bowed to him and said, May Prahalada and others who have cruelly usurped my share in the kingdom be my slaves. I am now blind, but let me be endowed with divine vision. Let Indra and others pay me tax and tribute. Let no death come to me from gods, Dechas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, serpents, or human beings. Nor shall I meet with death from Narayana, the enemy of leading Dechas, or from the omniscient and omniformed Shiva. On hearing these words of the demon, Brahma became suspicious. He told him, Brahma said, O leader of Dechas, whatever you ask shall take place, but accept some cause of death, because none who is born or who will be born can escape the jaws of death. Good men like you should rather avoid too long a life. On hearing these pleading words from Brahma, the Decha said again, Andaka said, the most excellent of the ladies in the world, for all time, whether of mature, middle, or young age, shall be like a mother unto me. She may be the rarest in the world, unapproachable to all men, bodily, mentally, or verbally, or self-born, Lord. Should I covet her, let destruction befall me, instantaneously depriving me of the position of the ruler. On hearing these words, Brahma was surprised. He remembered the lotus-like feet of Shiva. After receiving the directive from him, he spoke to Andaka. Brahma said, O leader of Dechas, whatever you desire shall necessarily be realized. O king of Dechas, stand up. Realize your ambition, but always fight with heroic persons. O great sage, after listening to these words of the Creator, and immediately bowing to him with devotion, the son of Hiranyaksha, who had but sinews and bones left, spoke to the Lord. O Lord, how can I enter the host of the enemy with this body and fight. Make me, who am merely a skeleton, with sinews left endowed with flesh. Touch me now with your holy hand. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing his words, Brahma touched his body with his hand and returned to his abode, accompanied by the great gods and worshipped by the sages and siddhas. The moment he was touched, he became full-bodied and strong. With eyes regaining sight, he became beautiful and stout. Thus he entered his city. Considering him blessed with the boon, on his arrival, Prahalada and other leading Danavas surrendered the entire kingdom to him and became his slaves. Then Andaka went to the heaven to conquer it, accompanied by his army and attendants. After defeating the gods in battle, he made Indra pay him tribute. He conquered the Nagas, Suparnas, Rakshasas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, human beings, and became the lord of mountains, trees, and quadrupeds, such as lions, etc., by his force. He made the universe, including the mobile and immobile beings, subservient to him. He acquired thousands of women, beautiful in appearance, amiable and faithful. He was accompanied by beautiful women of the nether regions and of earth and heaven. He indulged with them in sexual dalliance on the beautiful banks of the rivers, mountains, and other places. Sporting about in the midst joyously, he drank divine and superhuman beverages left over by them and became highly elated. He enjoyed, among other excellent things, divine juices, fruits, fragrant flowers, fine conveyances, very pleasant to drive in, and excellent mansions erected by Maya. Thus, indulging in sports, he passed 10,000 years beautified and rendered pleasant and mysteriously wonderful by means of flowers, incenses, unguents, and dietary stuffs. He did not know what would be auspicious and beneficent to him in the other world. He was deluded, blinded by pride, and spoiled by his association with the wicked. The haughty fellow attacked leading scholars by using fallacious arguments. Posing as a great soul, he roamed about with his Daitya friends, destroying Vedic rites. Proud of his affluence, he slighted the Vedas, gods, and preceptors. He continued to indulge in sports, thereby reducing his longevity in a few days. Then many crores of years passed by. Once roaming about on the earth with his army, he joyously went to the Mandara mountain. The haughty demon roamed there along with his armies, admiring its golden splendor. Having gone there ostensibly for some sport and pastime, he finally resolved to stay there as destiny would have it. He built a wonderful stable and auspicious city on the ridges of the Mandara and forced people to settle there gradually. His three ministers, Duryodhana, Vedasa, and Hasti, once saw a beautiful woman in an excellent spot on the mountain. They hastened to their lord joyously and lovingly, told him what they had seen there. The ministers said, O Lord of Dechas, in the mountain cavern we have seen a certain sage. His eyes are closed in meditation. He is handsome. The crescent moon adorns his head. He is wearing an elephant hide round his hips. Serpents twine round his body. A necklace of skulls adorns his neck. His hair is matted. He holds a trident in his hand. He has arrows and quiver. He is a great archer. He displays a rosary. He wields a sword. He holds a trident and a staff. This fair-complexioned four-armed sage of matted hair has smeared ashes over his body. His splendor is dazzling, and his dress and features are wonderful. Not far from him, another person was seen. He has simian features, very terrible in face and demeanor. Equipped with weapons, his hands are rough and brawny. He is the guard on duty. There is a white bull, too old but firm and steady. A woman of very auspicious features, young and beautiful, was seen at the side of that sage. She is a gem under the sun. She is richly bedecked in corals, pearls, jewels, gold gems, and is dressed neatly. Her necklaces are fine and auspicious. He who has seen her can alone be called a man of sight, of what awaits the sight of anything else. O Lord of Dechas, in joy of good jewels, that divine lady, wife and the beloved of that meretricious sage, is worthy of being seen and fetched there. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing their words, the Decha became lustful. He shook with excitement. Immediately he sent Duryodhana and others to the sage. O great sage, those excellent ministers, well versed in statesmanship, approached the inscrutable sage of exalted rights. After bowing, they conveyed to him the behest of the Decha. The minister said, Andaka, the noble soul, son of Hiranyaksha, the king of Dechas, the emperor of the three worlds, is camping here now at the instance of Brahma and is sportively inclined. O great sage, we are his ministers, possessed of great prowess. We have come to you at his behest. Listen with attention to what he says. Whose son are you, O great sage, O intelligent one? Why are you stationed here in a carefree manner? Whose wife is this young beautiful lady? O great sage, this auspicious lady be given to the Lord of Dechas. Wear this body of yours smeared with ashes, bedecked with necklaces of skulls and hideous in appearance. Why do you keep the quiver, the bow, the arrows, the sword, the missile, Busundi, the trident, the thunderbolt, and the iron club? Where this sacred Ganga, this crescent moon, the matted hair, these pieces of bones from the corpse, the serpent with poisonous breath and protruding mouth, and where the close embrace of the lady of plump bosom. Riding on a bull is despicable. No man on earth has seen such a thing. Bowing and kneeling is a virtue in some places. Why is this diet contrary to the way of the world? Surrender your wife unto me peacefully, O foolish fellow. Why do you perform your penance in the company of a lady? It is improper, and it does not behove you. I am the Lord of jewels in the three worlds. It may suit me. Leave off your weapons at my behest and carry on your penance. If my orders transgress, you will have to pay dearly with this very body. Lord Shiva, following the worldly convention, considered Andaka a leader of wicked men. On hearing the words of the emissaries, he spoke smilingly. Shiva said, I am Shiva. What do you gain from me? Why do you utter false things? O Lord of Dechas, listen to my prowess. It is improper on your part to speak like this. I do not remember any father of mine, ignorant and hideous that I am. I do not know my mother. In a cavern I am performing the severe Pashupata, rite the like of which none has yet performed. This is well known that I have no root. I cannot get rid of all these things. This wife of mine is young and beautiful. She bears everything patiently. She is the achievement of one that has gone everywhere. O Rakshasa, whatever appeals to you at present, you can take it. After saying this, Shiva, who wore the garb of an ascetic, stopped and stood quiet. Sanat Kumara said on hearing his profound words, the Danava bowed to him and returned to their leader. Andaka, who had taken a vow to destroy the three worlds, the ministers of unafflicted disposition bowed to their haughty king and shouted cries of victory, narrating everything that Shiva had smilingly told him. They then commented as follows. The ministers said, where on earth is a Nisakara seen to be fickle in heroism and courage? Where is a Danava miserable and powerless? Where does a ruthless, ungrateful, and sinful Danava become afraid of death? O king, you are the emperor of all the Dechas. You have been mockingly disparaged by the sage, a pitiable penance monger. Indeed, he considers the three worlds insignificant by his poor understanding. He has Viraka as his bodyguard, whom he thinks to be very strong. Where am I? Where are the terrible weapons? Where is the fight that terrifies even death? Where is this Viraka of simian facial features? Where is this Nishachara, night stalker, senile and rickety in limbs? Where is this hideous man? Where is this unfortunate wretch? Where is your strength? Where are the spreading, creeping plants? If you are mighty, attempt to fight with him. Come, do something. Here we have weapons equal to thunderbolt, fierce and capable of destroying people like you. Where is your body, as tender as a lotus? Pondering over this, do as you please. O gentle lord of Danavas, these and similar words were uttered by that sage. O king, he says all this because he is proud and conceited. It is not proper then to fight with him. If you are going to be enlightened by these words of no substance uttered by that sage and conveyed by us, you will think and act accordingly. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words, crooked and pacing, yet professing to be true and beneficial, the dull-witted Danava blazed furiously like fire sprinkled with clarified butter. Proud of the boons granted to him, he seized a sword. He emulated the fierce gusts of wind. He got ready to go there, smitten by the arrows of the Cupid, though fate was adverse to him. Footnotes. (296) The Asuras perform austere penance to acquire power. Sometime these were accompanied by the sacrifice of their flesh and blood in the fire. Such practices had almost become a cult with the Asuras. (208) Trivistapa or Tripistapa is the heaven of Indra, said to be situated on Mount Meru. 299. Pasupata or Mahapasupata was a terrible form of penance that Shiva undertook to regain his lost power. The performance required a complete concentration of the mind for achieving the end. Hence, Parvati was kept away from the scene of his penance under the care of Viraka in the cave of the Mandara mountain. See also verses 11 to 12 of the next chapter. 300. In giving the message, Shiva addressed Andaka and Rakshasa, who is elsewhere called Danava, Decha, or Asura. A veiled contemptuousness is intended to be conveyed by this word in the present context. 301, the verses 63 to 67, those spoken by the ministers of Andaka contain the substance of Shiva's message to the Asura Andaka. The message is full of irony and bespeaks the courage and self-confidence of the speaker. Here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatam Vyum Veshanath Jagannatanatam Saratapacham Putpam Vesham Bhutanatam Sham Om Kaburakaram Karanavataram Saram Jagatam Saram Har Har Mahadevi Ki Jai. Om Jum Sambhuru Samtrambakam Jam Sumishtima. Om Jenti Manglakali Bhadrakali Kapala Indragakashma Shivadatri Swasmas. Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tuya Bandusha Chasaka Tuya Vaya Darvinang Tuya Sarvamadi Hari Om Tatsat.